Hello everybody and welcome back to Cities Skylines, where we currently have a bit of an issue still, it looks like, with getting goods to these commercial areas. I was hoping that that would have been improved by these cargo harbors. I mean, it is better, I think. I think it's better, but it's not perfect. That's for sure. We'll see what ends up happening as we proceed here, but we've definitely improved by having this off-ramp over here. Are you importing goods? No, you're just a Jeep. Okay, and you're returning to facility. Sure. So we can see that we need a hearse here, but there is one pulling in as we speak, so that's fantastic. Otherwise, we need one down here, but what we need more than anything over here is both educated workers and goods. Goods, of course, because we're only producing trees, we have to import all of our goods. And I think that's one of our core issues. I would like to put up an industrial island, like a proper industrial one. Maybe out over here? I don't know. Maybe. We can definitely see that there is some lessened pollution over here from the eco water treatment plant. That is fantastic, and I actually do want to get another one built to replace this eco water outlet. So let's go ahead and get rid of the eco water outlet, and we're going to build another eco water treatment plant, which is this guy here, and we'll just attach that in right like that. Perfect. Okay, so with that, we should see this pollution get a whole lot better, in theory. We hope. We're also hoping to expand our residential over this way a little bit. Now, the location of this high school makes things a little bit awkward for putting a road up through here. We could connect it like that and just have a very small gap, actually, right here. That works surprisingly well. I like it. I'm a little bit shocked about that one, but yeah, it works well. We can run a water pipe up kind of like that. That'll be fine. Okay, we're definitely having a bit of a hearse transit issue. It's not a problem with our diseased processing again. It's just a problem with our pickup throughput. But we could clearly use an additional crematorium somewhere. Where would we want that? That's a good question. It feels like this is doing a little bit better on the importation front. It really does. This has improved importation. It's not good, per se, but it has improved it. I'm still surprised that our highway isn't sufficiently servicing this small district here. I mean, that's a hot dog van, but I'm a little surprised about that. Let's bump it up to speed 3, and in the meantime, I want to keep an eye on what's going on with all of this. I was wondering what that indicator was, but I don't actually know. It went away before I could see. Yeah, we're definitely having an issue with goods distribution. I would like to start producing some of our own consumer goods. That would be nice, rather than importing it all. So we should maybe think about building a tunnel, like from this island here. And then it would do something kind of like that, in theory. And then we would want to bring it out over this direction. Yeah, you can see there. Oh, we can get out over to here without being sloped too steep. That's actually huge. Now, getting back up is going to be interesting. Oh, hello. We can do it. Fantastic. So, we do that, and then from here, we bring this up to be something kind of like that. And just like that, we have a way to get to this island. Now, it's not on the ferry docket, I guess we could say. It's not on the ferry trip. And that's definitely a bit of a concern. But we'll bring this up, and I want this to come up over this way, and then we would merge in kind of like that, approximately. It's a little bit awkward, but not hugely so. And then, no, that was not what I wanted. I want to bring this in at a much steeper angle. There we go. Much more like that. And then we just bring this around the island. Kind of like so. Now, there's going to be a lot of pollution that comes from this island. And we're hoping that that pollution doesn't just drift directly down this way. But technically, I don't know that it won't. There's not a lot of current flow, that's for sure. Let's just bring this on around. I don't like this corner. I don't like that corner. Okay. Let's just bring it more like that. Yeah, that'll do. And then link it in like so. Okay, so something along the lines of that. Now we've spent a lot of money on just that. We are going to need ferries in here, and the question is, where are we going to bring in a ferry? I think that we could bring one in somewhere over this way. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. We're going to, of course, need to connect that into our road system, and in order to do that, I'm just going to remove that section. And this would apparently bridge up, which I don't necessarily want. That connects in just fine. And then we could have a pretty sharp corner there, kind of like that. That kind of works. I don't hate that. Okay, so we're going to have to get a ferry path here. So, of course, our ferry path is going to want to come down over this way. And I'm just thinking about how I want to set that up. I think the way that we're going to do it is we're going to take this back over this way. And we're going to bring the ferry path in over here. And that'll take out that power line, but for now that's okay. And then we bring it down kind of like so. This will add a lot of travel time to the ferry round trip, but that's reasonably okay. We'll take it up over this direction and connect it in like this. And then from here, we'll just take it up over this way. Water required. That's a little wild. Okay, there we go. We're going to need to, of course, change our ferry stop, which is off over this direction, which we will drag a stop there in theory. There we go. Okay, so that updated, and now, of course, we're going to need power here. There we go. Cool. Now we need power and water down on this island, and the way we're going to do that is by just running this power line over. Something kind of like that. And as far as water goes, that's easy enough. We'll just deposit water there. Cool. So this area is going to be goods production. And you'll notice we are delivering the goods directly to where they are needed most. So we're going to need to fill out this island a little bit with roadage. This is not really where we want that road to be built. I guess here is okay. And then we can... I don't really love that angling. Kind of like this. Having it branch off of this intersection is only a little awkward, but sure, that'll work. And we can just bring this in a bunch of times over here. This area doesn't, of course, have to be the most aesthetic, considering that it is our industrial area. I want this to move over a little bit, I think. Maybe not that far. Like here? Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay, so we'll do something kind of like that. Our ferries are going to be a little bit interesting for a bit here while they get redistributed along the line. Okay. So as far as this goes, we want this to be just regular old industrial. So we're just going to zone up to here for now. Cool. Regular old industrial. We're going to take a water pipe out over here and out over here. And I guess we may as well connect that up for redundancy's sake. Cool. eliminate a little bit of this that we're having difficulty getting goods to, but that's why we're building a proper industrial area to get some goods in. That will be, I think, helpful. So that we're not importing all of that. We've got some dead people needing pickup over here, but this looks like a hearse. Yeah, it's a hearse right there. Cool. This is, of course, going to be a little bit awkward here, but they'll figure it out soon enough. Excellent. Only a little bit awkward. But overall, we should immediately start exporting some, we're exporting oil products here. Okay. Didn't necessarily expect to be exporting oil products, but sure. I don't think we have any proper oil over here. No, this is just trees. There's no oil here. Okay, that's fine. So, at this point, there is some demand for commercial. I'm not sure that that's real demand, and that is, of course, because we've got the small issue with our goods delivery. But we're just going to go ahead and zone this area here. Not all of that got zoned. Okay, there we go. We'll zone that commercial. And as far as residential goes, we do need to get ourselves some more residential development going over here. I don't love that positioning for the road. I don't love that positioning either. I think this positioning is better. Slightly better, yeah. We'll go ahead and take that through, and checking water, that looks good. Yeah, that looks completely fine. We will zone this area underneath the high school here. It's a little easier, I think, at this point to just use the bucket fill tool. Okay. And I'll zone this area as well, I guess. This will be fine. Cool. There we go. That should keep that a bit under control. The ferries are a little out of control, if I'm honest. Do we have too many ferries? 50 passengers, 50 passengers, 50 passengers. Honestly, I don't think we have too many ferries. Our ferry system is actually overloaded, it looks like. That one's only 27 out of 50, but every other one that we've looked at... Okay, that one's 15. These are, I think, newly issued ferries, so... Okay. Nobody actually got out there. We need workers up here, but that should get sorted as we get our constructions over here built, as we get more housing built. That should, in theory, be fine. How are we doing on education? Absolutely fine. We have a lot of eligible university students. We're maybe going to need a second university eventually, but for now that's okay. I would like to deal with this issue. The question is, how? We could just have a dead-end road that heads up over this way and gets us a tiny little bit of a tiny little bit of zonable area. I feel like that's not the best idea I've ever had. I also feel like it's not the worst idea I've ever had. Oh, I'm actually surprised that those guys destroyed their structures. Okay, well, we'll just zone that. It gives us a little bit more space. Cool. So we've got 100,000 in terms of cash at this time. Interesting. Waste transfer facilities, I feel like we need. So we've got one here. We've got a hospital up here. I feel like we need a waste transfer facility up here. I don't think we need one here. I think 3 total will be more than sufficient. So a waste transfer facility would go, hypothetically, here. And then another one would go in somewhere over this way. That space already occupied. I wouldn't mind moving this recycling center somewhere a little bit more efficient. One thing that we could do is take a road out over this direction-ish and try to link it in up here. Or just take it out here and get ourselves a bit more space. We probably can't fit this here, yeah. But we could definitely fit the police station over on this side. And we could then move the recycling center this way, maybe? Surprisingly, yes. That does work. This, of course, still doesn't. The problem here is the tunnels. I should have thought of that. I definitely should have thought of that. So we do want the waste transfer facility. It doesn't pollute a ton. I feel like we can redo this tunnel here, in all honesty, and have it come a little bit more this direction. And then emerge from the ground over this way instead. More like that. Now, this guy is not on a road. And this is probably going to be in a bad place. Let's see if, for now, we can just put the waste transfer facility in. Yeah, we want to budge that over as far this way as we can. And then the recycling center can actually go in right there. Cool. Okay, so the waste transfer facility is sending out trucks. That'll be fine. We don't really have a garbage problem right now, but that's okay. Now, as far as our goods production goes, rather than importation, okay, that one got automatically replaced. As far as our goods production rather than importation goes, how are we doing over here? We need workers in this area. And that is exporting forestry products. And that is a garbage truck. Okay. I mean, workers are starting to come in over here now, so that's good. What do we got here? That's an ore truck importing ore products to an ice cube factory. Sure. A little wild, but a lot of these are actually, well, that is, what is this building? Frank's Fish Stick Factory. Okay. And you are delivering ore products. Okay, so you're importing. This probably hasn't taken effect yet, is what I'm guessing. This will take a little bit of time to come online. And that's okay. That is completely fine. We do see some imports coming in over here. But I'm hoping that we get that importation problem dealt with. Yeah, we had a bit of a worker issue out over here. That's fine. Workers will come in via the ferry eventually. A lot of them aren't utilizing this stop, of course, because not a lot of people are actually working up over here. We also have a crime rate issue, and I mean, this tunnel is quite a long ways away from the police station. We might want to put our own police and fire station up here dedicated to this area, rather than on a municipal island. Because the nearest municipal island is quite a long ways away. We could start one up over here. That's going to be very expensive. We could do this at least temporarily, and maybe think about changing that later. Okay, so that's a firehouse and a police station over here. And this police station will also help service this commercial area, which is fine as well. We do require more commercial, which is okay. I mean, I do want to get a road in over this way. I don't love this positioning for it, but that's the only place where we can actually snap it in. So we're going to have a little bit of a gap here. I don't adore that. But that should make it a lot easier to come just this way when importing goods, in theory. And then this guy can come up over, like, here-ish. I mean, I don't love that either, but there we go. And then we could bring a road out up over this way that comes in kind of like that. And then there's just a little gap there. That actually looks kind of good, though, to have the gap there with the tunnel. I think that's acceptable. And then we bring in a road not like that. That's a little bit better, but I think we can get that even better. Oh, yeah. That's a lot better. Perfect. Okay, so that area is roaded up. We don't currently have any hearses over here, I don't think. How busy is this tunnel? Reasonably, but not hugely. Okay. Just checking. This ferry is still not hugely used. That's fine. We have a pretty big demand for residential right now. Let's go ahead and put a new road up over here. I hate that cornering. Okay, let's try the straight line road tool. Yeah, that's going to work better for this situation. And we'll want that to go, honestly, here is fine. Okay, and then another road would come in, not there, about here. Yeah, I don't love it, but it'll do. And then we're going to take this road, not like that. I meant to have the freeform tool. We're going to take this road out over this direction. And the idea here is that this is going to fill in some of this space. I'd love to have it merge in here. Of course, that's not going to be a possibility. Instead, we're going to have it turn slightly differently. And it'll have to come in like that. Okay. And then this can come up over... I don't really love that directionality. We can bring this in kind of like that, and then bring it over like so-ish. That's getting a little close to the highway, but I guess that's okay. And then bring it in kind of like that. Cool. And then we can have roads going out this direction for a bit of visual interest, as well as, you know, just shaking things up a bit. A little bit of a gap there. I think I'm okay with that. And that space already occupied. It doesn't want to build from that spot on the road. That's a little bit sad. We could have it come out like this. I don't love that. I also don't really love the curve in this road, actually. If we use the straight line tool, would that look better? In my opinion, that looks a little bit better. And yeah, that's space already occupied. It really doesn't want us to use this section of road. I'm going to reconnect this with the freeform tool and see if we get some better options there. Okay, straight line road tool from like here. That is better. How about just from here? I mean, that's a lot of overlap. And that space already occupied. Okay. And then I think we're going to cut this off over this way, kind of like this.
Formerly known as Jazz Home, the home for jazz.
And fill this in kind of like that-ish. There's a bit of overlap there. That's reasonably fine. And this is not, this is certainly not ideal. We bring it in kind of like this. I'm going to take out these roads. The spacing isn't correct here. So let's see what we've got over this way-ish. That's a lot of overlap. I don't love that positioning. Little bit of a gap here. I'm okay with that. Much better on that positioning. Okay, and then we freeform this road tool and bring it in kind of like this. Yeah, I don't hate that. And then bring this guy in like that. This is where it starts to get a little weird. And let's see how weird. Actually, that intersection works in a weird sort of way. And then bring this up over here. And then bring in a road that's really awkward here. Kind of like this. That's really awkward. Let's think about getting rid of this road. Bringing this up like that. Small gap here. And then there's a small gap here. But I think that overall flows a lot better. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not going for peak efficiency here. And that's very clear. It's very, very obvious that we're not going for peak efficiency. Okay, let's get this area here zoned in. And we'll call that good for now. Excellent. I also wouldn't mind getting a crematorium down over here. This is kind of a like municipal square that we have here, and a crematorium here would help our throughput on picking up dead bodies for sure in this area. There's also some sickness down over here. Our hospital only has 3 ambulances in use, so I think that'll be fine. I think that will get dealt with. Okay, out over here, we're still lacking workers. That is the reason why we're expanding our residential, of course. And we can expand our residential over here as well. That is something that I'm interested in doing. In fact, we could get a little bit of residential out over here. This section is largely done, although I might be interested in bringing in a road kind of like this, which would be a little awkward, but overall, yeah, kind of like that. Getting that area zoned as well. Okay, cool. I do think that our goods production problem, or rather our goods distribution problem, is alleviating. I'm not going to claim it's alleviated. Right now, what we need more than anything is workers down in this area. And I think a big problem here is that we need uneducated workers. That's going to be interesting, for sure. Well, in general, we just have a bit of a lack of workers right now. So we need to continue to expand our residential, because if we come down here, yeah, you can see quite a lot of lack of workers over here. We've pulled a lot of workers from our forestry area over to our goods production area. And overall, we just need workers. So that's fine. We can definitely work on that one. So we'll just fill this all in. There we go. Cool. And we'll get ourselves some more workers. With that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And you can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, Sigma162, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video. And as always, I will see you all next time.